Hey there, Juan, and thanks for a great rec submission there. I think you did really well, and I found one main area that I think really could benefit your playing, and you're touching upon it yourself there with bending and vibrato. And basically, I think I've spotted a little technical glitch there that if you address it, I think that's gonna, you're gonna be able to bump up to a new level. So what I'm referring to is the bending, which you do, and both vibrato and bending, actually. I can see the motion is coming from your fingers when you're doing vibrato, like that, or even bending. I don't know if you just look at me. I don't know if you watch me play. Do you notice anything? Does this look okay to you? It might look okay to you because it's hard to spot, but I'm not using any arm at all here. I'm just bending with the fingers. And that is actually, you're giving yourself a little unnecessary handicap there because if you look at it, your fingers, they are small, they have tiny muscles. Your arms are big and they have much bigger muscles. So you should use these muscles and not these muscles for several reasons. You're going to be so much more in control. You're going to not be quite as tired. It's going to be easier to remain relaxed, control your tension. The benefits are numerous. And this goes for pretty much anything you want to do with the guitar. You should look, at your body and think, which muscles can I use to execute this motion? And then you should always prioritize the big muscles. So in your case, that means you should start practicing sort of locking the left hand. So you're a bit, you try to see if you can do some vibrato and not use the fingers much at all. Now this is for practicing purposes. Once you get out there and you play, the fingers are definitely going to be involved. So it's maybe I would say, preferably 60% arm and 40% fingers. But currently you're probably doing it 95% fingers. So we need to change that. So for practicing purposes, you could try just locking your whole arm and see if you can get a vibrato or bending movement going using your whole arm. Okay? So again, it's the same for both bending and vibrato. They come from the same place. Should come from the same place. And I don't know if you can tell, but this, using the whole arm to generate this vibrato motion creates such a nicer and wider type of vibrato. So that's probably, that's a pretty heavy advantage just there. You get a much better sounding vibrato and bending, and who wouldn't want that? On top of all the other advantages where you can be more relaxed and more in control and control tension and all that stuff. So yeah, try to use the whole arm. And there are some scenarios where you don't need to do that because you can use, this leverage point here whenever you want to do downward vibrato. But even there, you should feel I don't know if you can see. Probably can't. This part of the arm, you should feel that part working as well. Even though this is obviously easier because the leverage point there is super useful. But most times where vibrato and bending is really needed, it might be up here. That's when you're playing your leads and you really want them to shine. So you definitely got to work with your whole arm there. And of course, I'm using a distorted sound and you're playing over a softer ballad, but the principle is the same for sure. You can turn down the distortion. And where are we there? Okay, so I think if you can nail this, we're going to see your playing level boost to a new level. So please do work on this, and I'm really looking forward to seeing another rec take from you. Have a good one. Cheers.